Let's face it, the knee joint is stuck in the middle with nowhere to go. Yeah, the knee joint is impacted by what happens at the hip and what happens at the ankle. And as we get older, if that hip and ankle become stiff, we're going to probably develop some knee-related issues. Specifically, we're probably going to go ahead and start developing issues because the knee is going to start being driven medially, which is going to compress that lateral compartment. Interesting enough, one of the big things that you see as we get older, and I see it all the time with adults, is that the lateral hamstring and hip rotation become tighter. As they become tighter, they drive the knee inward because they're pulling things tight. And as a result of that, our knee mechanics start getting a little messed up. And guess what? We start developing knee pain. Well, guys, for years I've showed you how to go ahead and stretch out that lateral compartment and that hip rotation. So let's take a minute here and let's review how to go ahead and do that. So if you've got some knee pain as a result of that, maybe we can get rid of it. But here's the more important thing. Start stretching today with these, doing these two exercises I'm about to show you, and let's prevent that knee from getting beat up. What do you say? I'll be right back with you to show you those two stretches right away. Okay, we're down here on the floor. Let's go ahead and let's take you through the two stretches you want to do to open up that lateral compartment. All right, we're going to take the band and we're going to show you, okay, first of all on the right foot. All right, so take the band, wrap it around your foot. I've got a smaller band here, which is important. If you haven't done this before, please make sure you go with a smaller band. Now, there's a lot of hamstring stretches that I've showed you, but I'm going to go right to the two that you need to start working on. The first one is this. You want to work on hip rotation. Well, there's two ways to do it. You can just reach up and start bringing your foot towards that opposite shoulder. That's kind of an easier way to do it to start out with. But what I prefer is that you take your hand through the band, go behind your head. If you can, lock it out. All right? Best way to do that, pull the foot down, take the band behind, keep it loose, lock it out, and now start stretching that hip rotation by pulling down the band. Yes, the band will rest on the back of your neck. That'll be something you'll have to get used to. If you want to use a towel or something back there, that's fine. If you've got a hood, flip your hood up and put the pressure of the band against the hood. That said, though, you want to go ahead and start stretching hip rotation. Now, here's the key. Make sure that opposite foot stays locked in against the wall and flat so you're not cheating through this opposite side. And then reach up right by your foot and you're pulling the foot towards your left shoulder. This hand just stays locked out, so this side of my body stays down and stable so that I'm really going ahead and emphasizing stretching through that hip. Now, while you're in the same position, you're going to press across your body to go ahead and start emphasizing a stretching of that lateral hamstring complex. Interesting enough, hip rotation very often locks down our lateral hamstring, preventing it from stretching. Start stretching hip rotation first, and then go ahead and follow that up by pressing across your body and doing some lateral hamstring stretching. But most importantly, when you're doing that, keep your low back flat against the ground by keeping that foot tight against the wall, and so that now you're really just stretching through that lateral compartment. Couple things else about that stretch. You're probably going to notice some nerve tension stretching. Just work by stretching on, stretching off, and conveniently taking it through that motion. Stretch with a smaller band to start out with, so it's not so aggressive, so you can relax while you're stretching it. All right? But guys, I've been saying for years, stretch that hip rotation, stretch that lateral hamstring. There's a reason why when I look at a lot of people and evaluate them, they're always tight along that compartment. Well, guess what? That's why we're seeing a lot of knee issues, and specifically why that knee is caving in and why we're creating a lot of compression along the outside. There's reasons why. Guys, let's start stretching that lateral hamstring. Let's start stretching that hip rotation. Let's start getting better at getting rid of some of that knee pain that we know is coming from that cause.